What advice would you give someone who's listening today in terms of how do you, in the uncertain times that we're in, how do you still take action on whatever vision they may have for a business or a product idea?
Yeah, great question. And I love these conversations when they come up from time to time, and actually have one of my own children in this phase a little bit, right now. And look, depending on the industry, I don't want to suggest, which my comments could be misunderstood, that timing doesn't matter, right? I mean, in hindsight, as much as people at the time probably looked at it as kind of crazy, just following the history of how real estate goes and how it cycles, it really wasn't, right? And of course, it looks maybe smart now and seems stupid at the time, but what would have caused it to look naive and stupid would be, you got to be kidding me, right? This crisis is going on, but then crisis is never, they don't keep sustained crisis over time. So look, I do think timing matters, but assuming someone has done the work and they've said, I really believe I can penetrate this market, my best advice is that formulate that plan, do as much thoughtful work as you can to be prepared. In other words, even as I look back, maybe a couple of things I would have done a little bit differently. I probably would have been a little bit more ready come January 4th, 2009, had I known better. I might have had already my first private placement memorandum in the works and ready to go to market, right? We can all look back and say, I would have, could have, should have done this. But spending time to have a really well laid out plan and then literally take the very next step. What I think happens, and almost happened to me, if I'm totally honest, were it not for a very significant mentor of mine, we might not be sitting here today. Because what I realized on literally like January 5th, a day after the corporation was formed, is no one actually thinks this is a good idea. I literally spent the next, 90 or 120 days out in the marketplace in various capacities talking to capital. 30 seconds in, I had some sense of they're literally now just patronizing me because I bought them a cup of coffee and think I'm crazy, to people that literally just said, hey, I just don't see it, and see me in 3 years. And it served to demoralize me a little bit. And in fact, if I'm really honest, in early April of that year, I was at a point where I'm beginning to rethink, am I just too early? And were it not for a very significant mentor in my life that probably gave me a, kind of verbally a kick in the behind. And he simply said, I don't remember you having X dollars of capital by April of this year, a part of your business plan. I don't remember you having a loan closed this time in your business plan, a key thing. In fact, I don't remember almost any significant, meaningful milestones in the first 6 months, because when you were thinking about this, you thought it would take some time. So really, welcome to being an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. Do the very next thing that you need to do, and then ask me what that was, and marshal every resource within your network to see where you can find help. And had it not been for being motivated and probably irritated by that conversation, literally the next week, I was introduced to Robert Hadley, who I didn't know from Adam. And 3 weeks later, we closed our very first transaction, which was not insignificant. It was a $5 million capital need. And the rest, kind of becomes history. So be prepared, be ready for adversity. Use it as much as you can to keep your mental framework. I am doing this, and know that there will be doubters. And I'm just going to take the next critical step in the business plan, because really thinking beyond that can get a bit overwhelming, right? You just do the very next thing.
Yeah. I think you've had some great points there. Obviously, optimism certainly is an important factor in whether or not you stay in the game, right? You had certainly, situations where you had to double guessing yourself, right? Second guessing yourself to see whether, am I doing it the right thing, without having the business coach or consultant, whoever you had, that pushing you forward to say, hey, you just need to keep moving. So optimism, having a plan, that certainly having some really good people who can keep you accountable is important.
If you enjoyed this video, please share it. To make sure you never miss an episode, please subscribe.